Once again, guys, it is 10/10/2018. It's 10:10 p.m. It's 4/22/2018. And I have a situation to where St. Tammany Parish is desperately using my family, threatening my family to believe or file that I am crazy, that I'm making up the fact that I am a targeted individual, that I have V2K, and I've been gang stalked, targeted, electronically tortured. My daughter was electronically tortured and she's dead. I believe that I have high evidence that Marvin Tweedy was being electronically tortured. My other tenant was being electronically tortured. They both had medical issues, and one of them hung himself because part of the electronic torture manipulates the personality, manipulates your emotions. It can cause severe depression, anxiety. Matter of fact, the courtrooms right now, if you go to court and you're a TI, they will stimulate anxiety. Okay? They have what they call GWIN, electronic weaponry, cell towers pointed at these courthouses. And we know that the cell phone stuff goes right through the wall. And they stimulate emotional responses. I believe that all these shootings, it's my personal opinion, that all these shootings are V2K, scalar technology, mind control, electronic weaponry being targeted at children. And these children have not only external influences and psychotropic drugs, but they also have the scalar waves that are manipulating their personalities. Like I said, when I was a kid, we used to think that somebody that brought a gun to a school was a coward. We settled things with our fists. I'm 53 years old. We've got to go back to allowing children to settle their problems. My best friends were from fights. Okay? The best friend I ever had. I duked it out with them. Okay? So it's just the manipulation of mental dysfunction to try to tear apart America piece by piece and sell it off to the Chinese. And this is exactly what George Soros and Hillary Clinton are behind. I'm trying to convince my family that back in 1998, I took a test and I passed off the charts. It was a management skill test, and that put me on a targeted individual list. And my life has been a living hell ever since. I've had so many people betray me and gang stalk me. I am probably more educated than anybody in the world. Matter of fact, when you're a real TI, these people are highly intelligent. And by the way, the elite don't pick dummies. They pick highly intelligent people. And then they surround you by people that are also being manipulated. And these people are not as intelligent as that person. Remember, once again, Hitler did this stuff. Okay? So let's go back to the geniuses. Jesus was crucified by the people because he was so intelligent that they saw him as a threat. Moses was considered a moron. Abraham was considered a moron. Okay? Abram, you know? King David, what are you battling that giant for? Moses, why are you giving up your kingdom, you big dumbass? And all of us were right. We're all right. The loyalty to the Creator means that you have to literally reject the flesh. The loyalty to the spiritual is a complete rejection of the flesh. It's exactly what it is. Okay, now, to convince the family that this stuff is real, here's Michigan. There it is. How can you not know this stuff? It's against the law. It's a felony. Okay, I'm trying to convince my family that there was a kid that the police gave a weapon to, because it's the only people that have these weapons, and they came to attempt to murder me. Okay? This is why they're using my family and manipulating my family. And I fear for my family's life. I fear for my niece because they've got her on the report. I'm scared that they will hurt my niece. I've had these people, these what I call Antifa MS-13 paid by George Soros, Hillary Clinton minions, that are taking money, okay? And they've tried to kidnap me a couple of times with traffic accidents. I have it on film, okay? I am not turning over that evidence until I get to the high courts. I do not trust St. Tammany Parish. How could I? Why would I? When I went to court with my ex-wife and every lawyer I hired betrayed me because they're afraid of the deep state. They're afraid of these people. They're scared to death. I'm not afraid of these assholes that do this to people. I have no fear of these bastards. None, and I never will either. So here's the state's electronic harassment laws. Here's one, life in prison. Michigan, anti-electronic harassment, life in prison. And it should be life in prison. Okay? I don't want to do harm. Let's don't even go into that. Okay, so we showed you all the books on Amazon. We even showed you how you can harass your dog. Watch this. Okay? Ultrasonic pest repeller. I mean, you can covertly harass your dog. There they are. You can plug them into the wall and it repels roaches and rats. They don't even want to go around that stuff because that frequency is targeting their specific emotions. Dog. There you go. I mean, you got them for the dog. You want to stop your dog from barking and electronically torture your dog? There you go right there. You can buy these things. You can put them in the yard to keep other dogs out of the yard. You can keep birds out of the yard because birds vibrate at high frequencies. That's when your military, when all these birds that are dropping dead and these drumfish in Louisiana floating to the surface, this is ultrasonic scalar technology being launched and tested on animals. But it's also being tested on me. I've been a test. I had a Dr. Abear in Mandeville. I had my ex-wife put this shit in my mouth through a doctor that I have their information. This is all in files that the St. Tammany Parish Police tried to search my house and find this stuff so that they can throw it away, and they're not going to find it. I'm not giving it to them. They'd have to kill me first. The best thing for them to do is to leave me alone and let me sue Cox. Okay, leave me alone and let me sue the corporations that did this to me. Okay? Please, just leave me alone and let me file my lawsuits. I don't want to do any harm to Louisiana. I want to file lawsuits against the people who did this to me. Okay? And by the way, they're probably doing it to the police because even in Europe, okay, it's called Tetra. Tetra Technologies, okay? There it is right there. This is where they control the police's mind. Okay? That's not it, okay? But see, the internet does a lot to hiding of this stuff. There it is, Tetra Technology. You need to look this up. Okay, they're using it on the police to manipulate them to make them hate citizens. I'm telling you. So, European. I can't even spell, guys. Sorry. The reason is I got this thing up here and I can't see what I'm typing. So, there you go. Airbus makes entrance in Europe. Tetra radio interference. You have things that the military has called LRAD. They're crowd control. See, I can't see what I'm typing, so there it is right there. Okay? Let's type in LRAD crowd control. I mean, how can anybody deny that this stuff is being used on citizens? How can you deny this? There's a truck with a big old LRAD on it. See it? You pull that thing up and everybody will start throwing up. They'll get sick. And they have it, it's like an MP3 player. They can dial into any type of, they can make people angry if they want to. They can influence violence in the streets with LRAD. They can influence depression. They can do. LRAD can create any emotion.